Hello, football fans and football beginners or soccer beginners. I'm Vladislav, and today we're gonna talk about tactics in soccer or football or whatever you call it. That's how we start usually. That's how we're gonna continue talking. And yeah, what exactly is tactics? Tactics is simply put, it's every team's way. It's a specific team's way of play. For example, Barcelona have, and more specifically Johan Cruyff, one of the biggest managers and players in the history of football and the most important players and managers, invented the Tiki Taka, which is quick passing. Holland in the Netherlands in the 1970s practiced total football, which is all players chase the ball. This is not really usable anymore because there have been found some counters, and I'm gonna go more in depth about tactics. So, first of all, substitutions. FIFA competitive 11-a-side matches are allowed to have 3 substitutions. If the game goes to extra time, like 30 more minutes, I explained what this is in the last video, you can check it out. If the game goes into extra time, the new rules say that the teams can introduce a 4th substitution. More often than not, a substitute player is a player who does not play very well, or the team needs an attacking midfielder. Like if the team is leading and wants to keep their score, like leading 2-1 and it's like the 90th minute, the manager will most likely substitute a defensive player for an offensive player, so there are more defenders. And on the other way around, if a team is losing and it's 90th minute, the manager will probably introduce an attacking player instead for the place of a defending one. They could substitute underperforming midfielders, not non-scoring forwards, etc. And yeah, generally tired players, older players are the most substitute ones. They're substitute for a fitter player, and yeah. There are also the unfortunate substitutions of injured players or players players that receive the red card. If a player is injured and can't continue to play, he is required to be substituted. Also, if a goalkeeper receives a red card and there are substitutes available, it is highly recommendable to substitute an offensive player for a goalkeeper. And yeah, that's what I can say about substitutions. I'm gonna talk about players' different skills. They have physical skills, they have mental skills, they have goalkeeping skills. I mean, for the goalkeeper, more importantly. But the physical skills consist of pace, agility, stamina, power, endurance, jumping, balance, strength. That's the physical skills that complete the player. It doesn't really, even if you don't have one or two of these physical skills, it's not that bad. But the most top players, Cristiano Ronaldo, Lionel Messi, Lewandowski, they all have this. They all have the power, the stamina, the agility, the pace. To be on top, you need to have all of this, but it's not always. It isn't always really important. Especially pace nowadays. I mean, if you've seen Kylian Mbappe play, he's almost as fast as Usain Bolt, which is amazing. But there's players that are not that fast and still perform on a world-class level. For example, Ibrahimovic. What else? Cristiano Ronaldo doesn't run as he ran 10 years ago, but he's still a very great player. You also have the mental skills, the intelligence of a footballer, to see where to pass, to see where to shoot, to create a chance, to lead your team. That's a captain. Like leadership is the quality that captains are often have. Captains of a team. It's really important that the decision making is really important because you have 10 other players you can pass the ball to, potentially, and you need to decide who to pass the ball to. That is what. So mental skills are probably even more important than physical skills, because mental skills can't be learned. You need to practice more. Physical skills, you can train hard and be the best be in the best condition you can, but mental skills are more important. Then we have the goalkeeping skills, which require jumping ability, communication, handling, positioning, reflexes, which are, in my personal opinion, reflexes are the most important part of the goalkeeper. And yeah, I'm not gonna go in depth about goalkeeper because it's usually people don't like playing goalkeeper. I myself am a goalkeeper. I not really love this position, but I'm good at it, so that's why I play it. So about tactics, you have the offensive tactics, which is pass and move, pass and move, pass and move. You have the through ball, which is attackers go through the defense and search for balls. You have the long through ball, which is usually a defensive tactic but can also be used as an offensive tactic. You have the Tiki Taka, as I said, what Barca uses, which three players forms a triangle and they pass to each other. So there are a lot of passing. The games are sometimes boring, but it's extremely effective if performed well. There are some offensive tactics in free set pieces, in corners, in free kicks, in throw-ins, in goal kicks. Tactics is basically how the team forms in these situations, how it has been arranged. Also, there are formations. There is abundance of formations. I don't want to go in depth, but I'll give some examples, like the original 4-4-2, which is one of the first formations, the 4-3-3 and its how should I call it, different variations of 4-3-3 introduced by the Netherlands. 4-4-2 is generally the most accepted one, but it's not really used in modern times. You have the 3-back formations, you have the 5-back formations, which are defensive formations. You have the defensive tactics, which are just putting many defenders like in front of the goal and sitting back and not really playing much. This is considered anti-football, anti-soccer, just because it's not playing much. One team is attacking one and on and on, and the other just defending constantly. That's what just one-sided. There are some combinations, there are some moves. It's a lot to talk about tactics, but that's what I wanted to cover really. I also want to give examples about different managers using different styles. For example, Pep Guardiola, one of the greatest managers right now, he's mainly using Barcelona tactics, Tiki Taka, fast passing. It's nice football to watch. Italians specifically, like Antonio Conte, like Sarri, like Allegri. They use defensive tactics. Also, Carlo Ancelotti, also one of the greatest managers ever. They use defensive tactics. They're famous for that. Also, Jose Mourinho, who I should say, he's also a great manager. Uses defensive tactics to his best. He's won the treble. He's won 2 Champions Leagues. It's just it's not always beautiful to watch, but it's effective, and that's what it is important. You also have the likes. Of other great managers, like who should I also give as an example? As I said, Carlo Ancelotti, Jupp Heynckes, Luis Enrique. I consider a very great manager. I rate him highly because he's great. He did great for Barcelona despite the bad last season he had. You have the great English managers. They're not. I mean, Gareth Southgate made some really great stuff with the England national team. I'm wearing the England shirt, by the way. And yeah, that's really all I can say about tactics. It's just the main composition of football. It's how the team forms. It's how they play. It's usually decided by the manager. And that is it. Thank you for watching, and next time around we're probably gonna continue with national teams. I think I haven't decided yet, but I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.